This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and this is my first hunting day this deer season, and it's been an unusual hunt for several reasons. In preparation for this hunt, I have already come out and mowed this patch in the middle of these planted pines, so the deer could come in and move without being brushed by tall brush, plus allow me a better shooting lane, because some of the grasses here were, well, 4 feet tall and taller. So we cut those down so we could have a good shooting lane and give access for the deer. You'll see white posts out there, and there's a feeder attached to that. And now in Georgia, with our abundance of deer, we may hunt deer directly over feeders. That did not used to be legal, but it is now. One is that this year there is a special 2-day hunt during what would otherwise be archery season, where you may use conventional firearms to shoot does on private land. And nowadays in Georgia, we may take 1 doe a day. So this was put in so that a person could, well, get out early, if possible, and put some meat in his freezer, and then really trophy hunt the rest of the season. Well, we are trying that. And we were too busy on Saturday to come out, so this is Sunday. And we arrived about 9 o'clock, and it is now getting to be about 4:30, and we are about to pull out, I think. I have seen nothing in the way of deer. Now, wasp we've had. Yeah, there were 2 big wasp nests in here. And so we had done battle with a wasp, and I got stung once, which was no big deal for me. Although some people are, of course, violently allergic to wasp stings. Well, we have had our wasp evacuation. And what we were using this year is our Ruger Red Hawk here in 10mm Magnum. Never heard of it. But it is the same as a 10mm auto, Colt auto, with a lengthened chamber, as a low recoiling handgun for close range deer and hogs. And we've yet to kill a deer with it. So this has been its first trial out of the woods, and it hasn't fired a shot. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. But as I approach the area of handgun hunting, I have been reading what is turned out to be the absolutely last issue of handguns. This magazine, which is a high-quality, full, glossy magazine, will no longer be published in print format. This is the last one. For a guy in the 1950s who was brought up in the magazine world, this is a blow. This was and is a very high-quality magazine, full of good photography, good articles, good ads even, and good comments from interesting readers. And I'm sorry to see it go from print. But so many others have before. Field and Stream, for example, vanished and came back. The Saturday Evening Post is gone. Look is gone. Many others have also vanished by the wayside in print media. It's becoming so expensive to do, and subscribers are becoming fewer and fewer, and ads are no longer supporting the magazine. Well, as a writer, this means that we have lost another market, although most of their stuff was done in-house rather than with outside writers. But nonetheless, wonderful magazine, interesting magazine, and sorry to see it go. I do have a deer this year, but not one that I killed. It was a roadkill, and we did a video about that. Roadkill deer as beef substitute. And so we salvaged that roadkill. Now, it had an unusual skin disease, and I've heard back on that just today. And as it turned out, there are a variety of diseases that could cause splotches in the skin, like I observed and reported on. I did receive a reply from the DNR, from Jessie Maestas, and she is a wildlife health biologist with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. And what she said was, skin issues are often the bane of existence for veterinarians because multiple things can cause similar-looking patches of hair loss, and you often need to take a skin sample to know for sure. I have a few suspicions based on your description and pictures. I agree with your assessment that it's probably happened a while ago. It didn't look red or inflamed, and especially the scaly skin is indicative of some previous irritation leading to scar tissue. A few common things in Georgia are mange, this may have been a mild or early case, something called dermatopolosis, also known as rain rot, which is a bacterial skin infection that occurs during the winter months. It is also possible that it is a healed cutaneous fibroma, which means a type of cancer. Finally, although less common, ringworm can occur in wild deer and cause circular hair loss. I have also seen these from old fighting wounds, but these were in a bunch and they were very circular. This is less likely. I wish I could tell you for sure, but it is difficult from a picture alone. Luckily, regardless of what caused all of the above conditions, stay in the skin so they don't affect the quality of the meat. If the meat ever does look weird under something under the skin, I would avoid eating it. Regarding the collection of deer, you're right. It's less in my area, but I can tell you what I do know that helps. In Georgia, it is legal to collect roadkill deer, and there is no need to report them, and you do not need to count it as part of your bag limit. If you haven't heard yet, there is a new deer carcass disposal law in Georgia. The law stipulates that you must dispose of deer in a way that minimizes access of wild deer to the dead deer to limit disease spread. Ideally, this would have you take what you want from the deer and leave the rest where you found it. Or, if you take it home, you throw all of the other parts in your garbage or take them to a landfill so they can be properly disposed of. I appreciate what you do and do for others. I hate to see any good meat go to waste. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Best, Jessie. And we did have a very wet early part of the year, although we're in the midst of a little bit of a drought right now. It was rainy this morning lightly, and it's been lightly raining intermittently. And I was hoping that some deer would move between the rain spells. But no, nothing happened. Well, if you're not out here, you can't shoot any deer. The second gun I was using is a Sour and Son drilling. which you last saw during turkey season. Yeah. This is a 3-barrel gun, and it shoots a rifle cartridge under its central barrel. A fixing for turkey hunting 2025. The other two are 16-gauge shotgun tubes. But we saw nothing to shoot with it yet. So this completes our theme this year of trying to get deer with guns that haven't scored before. Now, it is still tomorrow archery season, so I'll not archery hunt this year, I don't believe. But we're getting our muzzleloaders ready, and we're getting them ready to go out there, including the 1807 Harper's Ferry pistol, which I tested a bit before, and you can see the video on that one. Once again with the Harper's Ferry 1807. So we're going to do more out in the woods this year. We're not giving up on this hunting business yet. Because, yeah, we've got to get some deer in the freezer. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.